This one word, if you really think about it properly, and this one word, if you use it in a certain context, could be the difference between a low quality of life, mediocre life, or a high quality life, right? In anyone's books, mine, yours, Elon Musk. So the word that I'm talking about, the word is awareness. So the reason why I think the word awareness is so important, is so crucial, is because if you are aware of what is happening in your life, if you're aware of how people are treating you, you're aware of what is happening in your life at this point in time, then and only then you can make changes, right? Now, I've heard many times before that awareness is the first step to transformation. And I got to tell you, I really believe that, right? I'm not just saying that on the video. I really believe that. You know why I believe that? Because I have made the transformation, and no, not the kind of transformation that you're thinking of, you sick puppies. Transformation as in like from someone that was living a life that I wasn't happy with, to make the transition, to make the transformation to the kind of life that I'm happy with. But it all started with awareness. So then the next question is, the question becomes, or the main question becomes, what stops people from being aware from what's happening in their lives? Why aren't people aware that they're miserable? Why aren't people aware that they're living paycheck to paycheck like I was? Why aren't people aware that they're being treated like a doormat by their friends, by their boss, by their partner or whoever, right? And I think that it comes down to multiple factors. It comes down to multiple factors, and one of the main ones, or two of the main ones that I can think of, are distractions and illusions. What do I mean by distractions and illusions? I'll tell you what I mean by distractions and illusions. I hope the engine's not too loud for you. So what do I mean by distraction and illusions? Hang on, let me change lanes. Jeez. So when I say illusion, I'm talking about with you having these material things in your life, like, the loan that you decided to take out for this house that's bigger than you need, the car that you really wanted to buy, not so much for you, but so much for impressing other people, because in your mind you're thinking that these material things are, success. Material things in your mind, they equal success. Material things in your mind, they equal to success, right? So that's not my reality, right? Like, for example, like for this car, I didn't buy this car because I think that this means that I am successful. I bought this car because, ever since I was a kid, I always was infatuated. I was always obsessed with cars, right? And I needed a particular kind of car that had, I always was crazy and obsessed about V8s. Always loved performance cars. But anyway, cut a long story short, that's why I have this car. But it doesn't equate success to me, right? So that is what I'm talking about. And also, like I mentioned before, I was talking about, the big McMansion that most people go out and buy. And then they realize that because they've gone out and taken this monstrous, humongous, massive loan that they're struggling to pay off, it means that they have to, cut back on holidays. They have to stop doing certain things. They're unable to send their kids to, a private education or whatever education that they wish to send their kids to. So all of a sudden they find themselves, sort of just stuck, I guess, because of this so-called illusion. All right, so that's one out of the way, illusions. So what's the other one I was talking about? I was talking about distractions. So I guess sometimes illusions and distractions can go hand in hand. We nearly had an accident then. So when it comes to distractions, you can look at all the things that you want, like all the things that you desire as distractions, but I'm talking specifically about your phones, for example. Like this screen that you have, this pocket computer, is such a massive distraction. I mean, as soon as you get the slightest bit bored, rather than picking up a book or listening to an important podcast about, in a way to improve your life, most of us are easily drawn to, I don't know, TikTok, for example, right? And you flick and you flick and you flick, and you next thing you know, you're doom scrolling for half an hour on end. So that's a major distraction, in my opinion, right? And then you've got other distractions like, I don't know, gambling, television, right? I mean, who calls it television these days? TV, right? You can tell I'm old school. I'm an old man. Anyway, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about distractions. Sports is another good one. Sports is another distraction. Now, I'm not saying that these things are bad. Don't get me wrong. But what I am saying is that these things are stopping you or slowing you down from. These things are slowing you down from improving your life. These things are stopping you from being aware that your life needs improvement. These illusions and distractions are preventing you from seeing what your life needs, how you can improve your life.